Hi, I'm Madi Martinez, and we're here to talk about Chapter 9 of The Artist's Way. It's called Recovering a Sense of Compassion. The intro says, "It may be tempting to abandon ship at this point." Don't. We will explore and acknowledge the emotional difficulties that beset us in the past as we have made creative efforts. We will undertake healing the shame of past failures. We will gain in compassion as we reparent the frightened artist child who yearns for creative accomplishment. We will learn to dismantle emotional blocks and support renewed risk. I really feel like quitting this week. I did my pages 4 out of 5 days this week. Daylight savings time should really just die because it is wrong for our bodies and our lives to be disrupted twice a year. And I've had a really hard time waking up before work in time to do my pages, and I've just had a hard time being awake in general this week. I procrastinated on reading my chapter, and I created this video way later than I wanted to in the weekend than I usually do. For my artist date, I went and had breakfast. I had my favorite breakfast from Good Truck and Diner in Lansing. It's called the Naughty by Nature burrito. It has broccoli, tater tots, vegan cheese, tofu, and it's inside of a tortilla with mushroom gravy on top. Very good. And then I went thrift shopping, and afterwards I got my favorite smoothie from Sip Organic Juice Bar in Grand Rapids. It's called the Purple Rain, and it has banana, blueberry, maca powder, agave, cashews, almond butter. And I was talking to my therapist this week, and we were discussing what kind of person I really want to be and what kind of qualities I want to have internally that aren't about other people or what I can do for other people, but what I actually want to be for myself. And sometimes I don't know, and I think that also relates to my fashion choices. I want to be a fashionable person, or what I mean is I want to be a stylish person, someone with personal style and not just fashionable, because fashionable might mean that you follow trends, and stylish means that you have an originality and a flavor that is your own. And I don't know what that is for me. I have different styles that I'm attracted to, but I don't know if I should be exhibiting those styles on my own body. I don't know. I know what I like when I see it, but I don't always know who I want to be, because I want to be so many different things. And I feel like a fraud if I express myself in one way, but I'm also this other thing. So how can I feel like I'm authentic in my style consistently, I guess? I don't know. And clothes are so expensive in this world that it's hard to even know how to express yourself when you're limited by budget. And also, clothes have synthetic fabrics have chemicals in them. So I've been someone who's trying to divest from those kind of corporations that are fast fashion poisoning us, and try to invest more in companies that value not poisoning humans, and making sure that I'm choosing natural fabrics like cotton, linen, wool, hemp, bamboo, plant-based stuff. So I don't remember how I got there. Oh, I went thrift shopping. So first section of the chapter is called Fear. We have wanted to create, and we have been unable to create, and we have called that inability laziness. This is not merely inaccurate, it is cruel. Inaccuracy and compassion serve us far better. Blocked artists are not lazy. They are blocked. Being blocked and being lazy are two different things. The blocked artist typically expends a great deal of energy, not just visibly. The blocked artist spends energy on self-doubt. The blocked artist does not know how to begin with baby steps. Instead, the blocked artist thinks in terms of great, big, scary, impossible tasks, a novel, a feature film, a one-person show, an opera. Do not call the inability to create, to start, laziness. Call it fear. Fear is the true name for what ails the blocked artist. It may be fear of failure or fear of success. The need to be a great artist makes it hard to be an artist. The need to produce a great work of art makes it hard to produce any work at all. First, you have to give yourself permission to begin small and go in baby steps. Setting impossible goals creates enormous fear, which creates procrastination, which we wrongly call laziness. Do not call procrastination laziness. Call it fear. Fear is what blocks the artist. Fear of not being good enough, fear of not finishing, the fear of failure and the fear of success, the fear of abandonment, the fear of beginning at all. There is only one cure for fear. That cure is love. Use love for your artist to cure its fear. Stop yelling at yourself. Be nice. Call fear by its rightful name. My fear and my self-doubt are so loud. Still so loud. Even though I've done this program before. And believing that fear is laziness is so painful and shaming, because to mislabel that fear makes you believe that there's like something wrong with you, like a quality in you that, but also laziness I don't think even exists. I think it's just a way to shame people into working more in our capitalist system. Next section is called enthusiasm. As artists, grounding our self-image in military discipline is dangerous. In the short run, discipline may work, but it will work only for a while. By its very nature, discipline is rooted in self-admiration. Think of discipline as a battery, useful but short-lived. The discipline itself, not the creative outflow, becomes the point. The part of us that creates best is not a driven, disciplined automaton functioning from willpower, with a booster of pride to back it up. This is operating out of self-will. Over an extended period of time, being an artist requires enthusiasm more than discipline. Enthusiasm is not an emotional state. It is a spiritual commitment, a loving surrender to our creative process, a loving recognition of all the creativity around us. Enthusiasm, from the Greek, filled with God, is an ongoing energy supply tapped into the flow of life itself. Enthusiasm is grounded in play, not work. Our artist is actually our child within, our inner playmate. As with all playmates, it is joy, not duty, that makes for a lasting bond. Our artist child can best be enticed to work by treating work as play. Remember that art is a process. The process is supposed to be fun. For our purposes, the journey is always the only arrival. May be interpreted to mean that our creative work is actually our creativity itself, at play in the field of time. At the heart of this play is the mystery of joy. It is not fun trying to make something when the whole time you're punishing yourself for not being perfect or not being better, as good as you should be in your mind, or comparing yourself to somebody else who's creating in your mind. It's not fun. The next section is called Creative U-Turns. Recovering from artist block, like recovering from any major illness or injury, requires a commitment to health. We get more sympathy as crippled artists than functional ones. Those of us addicted to sympathy in the place of creativity can become increasingly threatened as we become increasingly functional. We're more comfortable being a victim of artist block than risking having to consistently be productive and healthy. An artistic U-turn arrives on a sudden wave of indifference. We greet our newly minted product or our delightful process with, "Oh, what does it matter anyhow? It's just a start. Everybody else is so much farther ahead." Yes, and they will stay that way if we stop working. The point is, we have traveled light years from where we were when we were blocked. We are now on the road, and the road is scary. We begin to be distracted by roadside attractions or detoured by the bumps. I have done this to myself so much in regards to all of my creative endeavors and feeling like what I'm working on is just pointless and going nowhere, and I have abandoned my processes on and off throughout the years, which I think I'll talk about more in my tasks. In dealing with our creative U-turns, we must first of all extend ourselves some sympathy. A successful creative career is always built on successful creative failures. Have compassion. Creative U-turns are always born from fear of success and fear of failure. To recover from a creative U-turn, or a pattern involving many creative U-turns, we must first admit that it exists. Kind of like 12-step. Yes, I did react negatively to fear and pain. Yes, I do need help. Think of your talent as a young and skittish horse that you are bringing along. This horse is very talented, but it is also young, nervous, and inexperienced. It will make mistakes, be frightened by obstacles it hasn't seen before. It may even bolt, try to throw you off, feign lameness. Your job as the creative jockey is to keep your horse moving forward and to coax it into finishing the course. Once we admit the need for help, the help arrives. The ego wants us to claim self-sufficiency. It would rather pose as a creative loner than ask for help. Ask anyway. Faced with a creative U-turn, ask yourself, who can I ask for help about this U-turn? And then start asking. I feel like this is also an example of the way that we are programmed by the capitalist system to behave hyper-individualistically. The idea that we should just push through creative struggles alone without asking for help is deeply tied to the capitalist emphasis on hyper-individualism. This system that values productivity and self-sufficiency above human life, human well-being. We're conditioned to see our creative work as something that we have to conquer independently, as if relying on other people is a weakness rather than a natural and necessary part of growth. And capitalism creates this belief that success is only a matter of your personal willpower and discipline, and that if you fail, then it's because you didn't try hard enough. You didn't have enough talent. You weren't willing to suffer enough. And this isolates people, isolates artists and creators, making them internalize their struggles as a personal failing rather than a symptom of a larger system that prioritizes output over process and competition over community. But true creativity thrives in community and connection with mentors and peers, and that's how you get support and guidance and encouragement. And this program completely challenges the capitalist ideas of having to go it alone, and that is through advocating for the compassion. What is this called? What's this chapter called? I don't want to scroll up. Sense of compassion. Finding that self-compassion and that external support that you need from a mentor or a creative friend, and having a gentler approach to your creativity rather than a perfectionist, rigid approach, which is the way that we're programmed. And that's why we have to do this course to deprogram ourselves from those ways that we were taught in school to be just so concerned with perfection. When we reject that idea that we have to bootstrap our way through every creative challenge, we can reclaim our creativity as something communal, sustainable, fluid, rather than this constant battle against ourselves. This next section is called Blasting Through Blocks. I'm sorry, my eye is so itchy. I'm tired. I'm really tired today. I went to the gym and then I went over to a family party. I really need to rest, but I'm about to get my period. I'm really not doing good, but I have to record my brother's powerlifting meet tomorrow, so I'm just trying to get this video done and do some laundry. Back to what I was talking about. This section is called Blasting Through Blocks. In order to work freely on a project, an artist must be at least functionally free of resentment or anger and resistance or fear. Any buried barriers must be aired before the work can proceed. That sounds a little bit perfectionistic, but let's hang in there. The same holds true for any buried payoffs to not working. Blocks are seldom mysterious. They are... Okay, she's saying in order to remove the block, you have to focus on the block. So the anger and the resentment and the fear, they are instead recognizable artistic defenses against what is perceived, rightly or wrongly, as a hostile environment. Julia recommends listing resentments, fears, payoffs to not starting or working, and then to make a deal with your creator. Okay, creative force, you take care of the quality, I'll take care of the quantity. I'll keep making art and you make it good. Sign your deal and post it somewhere. She says, not online, just for yourself somewhere. She says, a word of warning, this is a very powerful exercise. It can do fatal damage to a creative block. Last I have tasks. First task, Julia says to read your morning pages with 2 colored markers, one to highlight insights and another to highlight actions needed. Do not judge your pages or yourself. Yes, they may be boring, may be painful. Consider them a map. Take them as information. I haven't done that yet. I'll do that today or tomorrow or the next day. Visualize and fully imagine having your goal accomplished. Describe your ideal scene and read this aloud to yourself daily. The next task says list your creative goals for the year, for the month, for the week. These are personal. I'm not sharing them. Name one of your creative U-turns. Name 3 more. Name the one that just kills you. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all failures of nerve, timing, and initiative. Devise a personalized list of affirmations to help you do better in the future. Choose one creative U-turn, retrieve it, and mend it. I started a documentary project about my grandmothers, who were both beautiful women, who were creative, and they both experienced sexual assault as children, and I think as adults as well, and who really had no business having kids because they both needed to heal and focus on themselves, in my opinion. They never really got the opportunity to do that. I abandoned the project because I couldn't get everyone to agree to be interviewed that I wanted to interview, and I kind of gave up on it, but I still have a lot of footage from it, so I really should finish that one day, but I just need a break from it. I have some other documentary ideas that I have not acted on, and I have a hard time starting. I post on social media sporadically, and I would like to be more consistent with that. I kind of abandoned that in the fall because I was worried about what some people thought, and also I was just feeling like sometimes people would say, I see your posts, I love your posts, but you're not liking them or commenting on them, so I have no idea that you're seeing them, and it's just kind of weird that people will just watch you, not really support you. Not to complain, it just feels weird, like sometimes you're posting into a void, which I guess you just have to have a thick skin if you're going to be posting online, so really something I need to get over. I used to be in a band, and when that band dissolved, I didn't continue playing or singing like I would have liked to, and I'd like to return to that. The last thing I wrote down for tasks is choose an artist totem. It might be a doll, a stuffed animal, a carved figurine, or a wind-up toy. The point is to choose something you immediately feel a protective fondness toward. Give your totem a place of honor, and then honor it by not beating up on your artist child. I have a big penguin. I'll show it to you. I used to have a little penguin when I was a kid, and his name was Pangui. He was like very miniature, like probably this size. My mom gave me this for Christmas I don't remember, not that long ago, like maybe less than 5 years ago. But it's cute. It's Pangui 2.0. But that's it for me this week. Thanks for watching my video. I hope this process is going well for you. I'd love to hear about anything that really resonated with you from this week in the comments. I love reading comments. It's really so satisfying to receive a comment from you. So please leave me one and give me a like and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue making videos for you. Which I will make either way, even if you don't subscribe to my channel, but I want you to subscribe to my channel. So if you want to, like, you don't have to, but if you like this content, you want to spend more time with me, then you should subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I hope that you're well. Thanks again for watching. Bye.